Having been a state trooper with his beat including Bloomington, Commander Mark Stehlik already knew the community and people he'd be working with when he joined the department back in 1988. Like many new hires, he started out working the streets of the city.
I worked primarily dog watch when I was in the patrol division, which is our overnight shift. First day I was in a squad by myself. I got halfway through the shift and ended up on a double homicide. We don't have a lot of homicides in Bloomington. That stuck with me, obviously.
Many memories dot his 30-year career with Bloomington's police department, but the path it took came as somewhat of a surprise.
I had no real desire or interest in narcotics enforcement, and I spent 10 years in our Special Investigations Unit doing narcotics enforcement. And the same with SWAT. It wasn't something I aspired to do. There was an opportunity for me to get on the team, and 3 or 4 years into my time at Bloomington, and I did.
He did indeed, and his roles and responsibilities with the department increased as the years went by, with the past 9 years spent as commander of the Special Operations Division, heading up a number of specialized units.
The Crime Prevention Unit, the Mall of America Police Operations, and our Emergency Response Unit, so the SWAT team, bomb squad, negotiations group. And then there's some other smaller little things in there as well.
Little things that add up to a long and changing career, one that reflects the dramatic difference in the work done by today's police officer.
There's been a lot of things that have changed with things that we have to worry about, things like, active shooters and some of the domestic terrorism, things that we have to think about, especially, in this day and age. Really wasn't on the radar back then. But, when I started with the State Patrol, I had a Geiger counter in my squad car that was because we were in a Cold War with Russia, and they were worried about, nuclear bombs, not the kinds of things that we're worried about now.
The years have brought many highlights in Commander Stehlik's career, too.
I've gotten to do some things that I never in 100 years would have thought I could have done as a Bloomington cop. Never thought I'd be driving a BPD squad car around New Orleans for 3 weeks after Hurricane Katrina. Same thing down in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and getting deployed down there after the floods down there. That was just an amazing experience to be able to go down and help out down there.
More recently, some big events close to home have kept this commander just a tad bit busy.
Spent a lot of my time in the last 3 years, which was helping plan for security at the Ryder Cup. And then Ryder Cup ended on a Sunday. The following Monday, I had my first Super Bowl meeting and spent the last 18 months, planning security stuff related to the Super Bowl. And those were fascinating things to be a part of. And most cops don't get to do stuff like that. So I feel fortunate.
Work as a commander brought more in-office administration, or paper pushing as the commander describes it, but also some self-awareness too.
One thing I think I discovered is after I left SWAT, I discovered that I must have a bit of adrenaline junkie in me because there seemed to be something missing. And that's when I started at, however old I was, mountain bike racing.
While biking and the outdoors are a big part of Commander Stehlik's retirement plans, he leaves here with a great appreciation for the opportunities he's had working in the police department right here in his hometown of Bloomington.
From a cop's perspective, it's probably the best place to work as a cop in the state of Minnesota, frankly. It's a really good place to work. We have, I think, a really strong relationship with the community. I hope that I did a good job and I made a little bit of difference in the community and a little bit of difference in how this department runs. And if that's the case, then I'll leave pretty happy with that.